You and your beloved are awakening to something truly extraordinary, something that defies conventional understanding and transcends the ordinary boundaries of human connection. This is the twin flame journey, a sacred path unlike any other experience you will ever encounter in this lifetime. It is a journey that cannot be fully grasped or comprehended by those who observe from the outside, no matter how well-meaning or insightful they may be. Only those who walk this path themselves, who feel its intensity burning within their very souls, can truly understand the profound depths of what this connection means and what it demands of you. The bond that exists between you and your person is not something that can be defined by physical attraction alone, nor can it be reduced to fleeting emotions that rise and fall like waves upon the shore. What you share goes far beyond the surface-level interactions that characterize most relationships in this world. This is an eternal connection, woven into the very fabric of your beings long before you took your first breath in this lifetime. It is a recognition of oneness that operates beyond the limitations and constraints of this physical realm, reaching into dimensions of consciousness that most people never even know exist. When your souls first encountered each other in this incarnation, something ancient and profound stirred deep within both of you. It was as though a dormant memory suddenly awakened, a remembrance of something that had always been there but had been forgotten in the noise and confusion of earthly existence. This stirring is difficult to articulate with mere words, for language itself feels inadequate when trying to capture the magnitude of what happens when twin flames recognize each other. There is a knowing that bypasses the rational mind entirely, speaking directly to the core of who you are at the deepest level. This connection you share is nothing short of divine. The oneness between you is so extraordinary, so powerful and all-encompassing, that it cannot be diminished by physical distance, the passage of time, or any external circumstance that may temporarily seem to separate you. The energy that flows between twin flames exists on a plane that transcends the material world. Even when you are apart, even when silence fills the space where communication once was, the connection remains vibrant and alive, pulsing with an intelligence and purpose all its own. As you continue to step more deeply into your own authentic power, you are engaging in one of the most important aspects of the twin flame journey. You are learning, day by day and moment by moment, to let go of the fears that once paralyzed you and the illusions that once clouded your vision. These fears and illusions are not your true nature. They are simply layers of conditioning, old wounds, and false beliefs that accumulated over years of living in a world that often teaches us to close our hearts rather than keep them open. You are now in the process of clearing these old patterns from your energetic system, healing wounds that perhaps go back not just years but lifetimes, and releasing doubts that no longer serve the person you are becoming. Each step you take toward embodying your authentic self does something remarkable. It not only elevates your own spirit and raises your personal vibration, but it also sends out a powerful signal into the universe that your twin flame cannot help but respond to. The energy you are radiating now carries a magnetic quality that is both undeniable and irresistible. Your person feels this shift deeply, even if they cannot always put words to what they are experiencing. They are being drawn to the strength you have cultivated through your trials, to the clarity you have earned through your inner work, and to the light that shines more brightly from you with each passing day. This attraction between you operates on a level that goes far beyond anything superficial or temporary. It resonates at the very core of your souls, in that place where truth lives and where nothing can be hidden or disguised. Your person is now grounding themselves more fully in what true love actually means, learning to align with the same frequency of unconditional love that you have been embracing and embodying. This alignment is not always easy or comfortable. It requires them to face parts of themselves they may have been avoiding, to acknowledge truths they may have been denying, and to open their heart in ways that feel vulnerable and even frightening. The path of twin flames has never been described as simple or straightforward by anyone who has walked it with awareness. This journey tests you in ways that other relationships simply do not. It challenges you to grow beyond the limitations you once believed were permanent fixtures of your personality. It pushes both souls to expand, evolve, and transform in ways that seemed impossible before this connection entered your life. The intensity of this path can feel overwhelming at times, bringing up everything that is unlike love so that it can be healed and released. Yet despite all the hardships you have faced on this journey, despite the pain and confusion and moments of despair, you have remained steadfast in your commitment to love. You have stayed kind when others might have grown bitter. You have remained humble when others might have become defensive or hardened. Your resilience throughout this process is not just impressive from an outside perspective. It is genuinely inspiring to witness, especially for your person who sees you more clearly than you might realize. Your twin flame sees the way you have walked through fire without allowing it to destroy you. They observe how you have moved through pain that would have broken many people, yet somehow you emerged from those experiences with your heart still open, still capable of love, still willing to be vulnerable. This is no small accomplishment. In a world that often teaches us to build walls around our hearts after we have been hurt, you have chosen a different path. You have chosen compassion over bitterness, selecting kindness even when anger would have felt justified. You have chosen faith over fear, trusting in something greater even when circumstances seem to contradict that trust. And perhaps most importantly, you have chosen love over resentment, refusing to let past hurts poison your capacity for connection. This attitude you carry, this remarkable ability to remain centered and loving regardless of the storms raging around you, is precisely what causes your person to admire you so profoundly. It touches them in places they did not even know needed touching. They understand, on some level, how much inner strength is required to carry such grace through genuine adversity. It is easy to be loving when everything is going well. The true test of character comes when life is difficult, when you have been wounded, when you have every reason to close your heart and protect yourself. Yet you have remained open. That openness, that courage to stay vulnerable, speaks volumes about who you truly are. You make your person feel alive in a way they have never experienced before. This is not an exaggeration or romantic idealization. The connection between you activates something within them that lies dormant in their interactions with everyone else. Through you and your presence in their life, they experience a vibrancy and depth of feeling that seemed like distant memories or perhaps even fantasies before you came along. You have awakened unconditional love inside them, reintroducing them to a truth they had long buried beneath layers of disappointment and cynicism. That truth is this: love in its purest form does not depend on conditions being met, circumstances being perfect, or expectations being fulfilled. Real love simply is. It exists as the very ground of being, the essence from which all else emerges. This awakening happening within your person extends far beyond the realm of romance, though that is certainly part of it. At its core, this is about soul remembrance. You have reminded them of something essential that was forgotten in the process of growing up and navigating a world that often feels harsh and unforgiving. You have shown them that love is not something they need to earn or achieve or prove themselves worthy of receiving. Love is their natural essence, the truth of who they are beneath all the roles and masks and protective mechanisms. It has always been within them, patiently waiting to be rekindled by someone who could see past all the defenses straight into the heart of who they really are. Your presence makes a profound and undeniable difference in their life. Before you entered their world, they may have felt a persistent sense of incompleteness, as though something essential was missing but they could not quite identify what it was. They may have searched in countless places and through numerous experiences, hoping to discover that missing element. Perhaps they pursued it through relationships with others, always feeling like something was not quite right. Perhaps they sought it through professional achievements, accumulating successes that felt hollow despite their external impressiveness. Perhaps they looked for it through external validation, gathering praise and recognition that never quite filled the emptiness inside. Yet nothing they tried ever seemed to truly fill that void. There remained a quiet ache, a persistent longing for something they could not name. Then you came into their life, and everything shifted. The restless searching that had characterized so much of their existence suddenly stopped. In your presence, they began to realize something profound. The missing piece they had been seeking was never something outside of themselves that they needed to find or acquire or earn. Rather, it was the mirrored reflection of their own soul, found in you. You are that missing puzzle piece they had been longing for without even fully understanding why the longing existed. In you, they see aspects of themselves reflected back, both the light and the shadow, both the strength and the vulnerability. This twin flame journey you are walking together is fundamentally not about possession or control, though the intensity of the connection can sometimes trigger these very human impulses. At its highest expression, this journey is about transformation on the deepest possible level. It is about two souls recognizing themselves in each other with stunning clarity and then using that recognition as a catalyst for rising into higher states of love, awareness, and purpose. This is the sacred work you are both engaged in, whether you realize it consciously in every moment or not. Every single time you face your fears with courage, every time you do the difficult work of healing your wounds rather than numbing or avoiding them, every time you consciously choose love over doubt, you are not only transforming yourself. You are simultaneously inspiring and facilitating transformation in your person. This is the profound beauty inherent in the twin flame connection. It operates as a dance of reflection and mutual growth, where one soul's evolution naturally fuels and encourages the other's evolution, creating an endless cycle of healing and expansion that benefits both individuals. Do not allow fear or illusion to deceive you into believing that this sacred bond is somehow fragile or easily broken. Twin flames are bound together by something that extends beyond time, beyond this lifetime, beyond anything that exists in the temporary physical world. External circumstances, no matter how challenging they may appear, cannot truly separate what has been divinely orchestrated. Misunderstandings, conflicts, and even extended periods of physical separation cannot sever the energetic cord that connects your souls. This connection was forged in realms beyond human understanding, and it will endure long after this physical incarnation has ended. Trust in this fundamental truth with everything you have. Nothing possesses the power to keep twin flames apart permanently. The illusions of fear that sometimes cloud your mind, the doubts that occasionally creep into your thoughts, and the insecurities that surface during difficult moments are all temporary tests. They are not evidence that the connection is failing or false. Rather, they are opportunities designed to strengthen your faith in this sacred union and to help you develop the spiritual maturity necessary to fully embody this kind of love. Your person exists in a state of genuine awe when they contemplate you and what you represent in their life. This awe is not only because of the love you have shown them directly, though that is certainly significant. They are equally moved by the love you radiate outward toward the world around you. They observe how you remain kind and compassionate not only toward them but also toward everyone you encounter, even when life itself has not always been kind to you. Even when you have been hurt or disappointed or treated unfairly, you somehow maintain your capacity for gentleness and understanding. This depth of compassion flowing through you is precisely what makes you so extraordinary in their eyes. It is what causes your inner light to shine with such brilliance that it becomes impossible for them to ignore or turn away from. In your presence, they experience feelings they may have thought were myths or fantasies. They feel genuinely safe, something that may be rare for them. They feel truly cherished in a way that goes beyond superficial appreciation. And they feel awakened to the possibility that love can indeed transcend all the limitations and conditions they had come to accept as inevitable. You serve as their mirror, reflecting back to them their own highest potential and their own capacity for profound love. You are their teacher, though you may not consciously assume that role, showing them through your example what it means to remain open-hearted in a world that often rewards defensiveness. You are their counterpart, the other half of a whole that was separated so that it could experience itself through reunion. Together, you are engaged in the beautiful work of rediscovering what it truly means to love without conditions, without rigid boundaries, and without the fear that has been taught to you by a world that knows little of sacred love. This journey stretches far beyond where you currently stand. It is not a destination to be reached, but rather a continuous unfolding of truth, healing, and unity that will continue to evolve throughout your lifetime. Yet even now, at this point in the journey, the impact of your connection is already undeniable to anyone paying attention. You have awakened a part of your person that they genuinely believed was lost forever, perhaps even beyond retrieval. And in turn, through their presence in your life and the mirror they hold up for you, they have illuminated the full depth of your own power, resilience, and extraordinary capacity to love. The twin flame journey ultimately is not about seeking completion in another person, as though you were incomplete on your own. Rather, it is about realizing and embodying the completeness that already exists within each of you as individual souls. Yet within this recognition of individual wholeness, there also exists a beautiful paradox. You simultaneously understand that you are meant to walk this path together, as mirrors for each other and as partners in mutual growth and evolution. You are the missing piece they had been searching for throughout all their wandering and seeking. And they are the reflection that calls you forward into your highest self, challenging you to become all that you came here to be. This is the precious gift of the twin flame bond, a gift that not everyone receives in a single lifetime. It is a love that transforms everything it touches, a love that awakens dormant potentials, and a love that endures beyond all apparent limits and obstacles. The words to express the fullness of this experience remain elusive, residing somewhere deep within the heart where language cannot quite reach. Everything that wants to be communicated sits heavy upon the chest, waiting patiently for the perfect moment of release. Yet silence continues to fill the space where words should flow. There is a pull, an energetic tugging that cannot be denied, as though your very essence is calling out across whatever distance separates you, asking for these walls to finally come down. Still, something whispers that more time is needed. Time to fully process everything that has transpired. Time to gather the courage required to face not only you but also the overwhelming feelings that have been pushed away for far too long. You have been appearing in dreams with remarkable consistency, almost every night. Sometimes these dreams carry the sweetness of your presence, filled with warmth and comfort. Other times they unsettle and disturb, bringing to the surface everything that remains unfinished and unresolved between you. Waking from these dreams means carrying those vivid images forward into the day, feeling intuitively that they are more than mere random firings of neurons during sleep. They are messages that demand attention, communications from a deeper level that cannot be ignored indefinitely. The universe has developed a persistent habit of showing signs, and lately every single one seems to point directly back to you. There is no more brushing this aside, no more pretending that these feelings do not exist or matter. Perhaps readiness was simply not present before. Perhaps the heart was not yet prepared to accept something so real and so overwhelming in its intensity. Fear was allowed to dictate too many decisions: fear of vulnerability, fear of being wrong, fear of opening completely only to lose everything in the end. But time has a way of changing people, slowly and sometimes painfully, shaping them into new versions of themselves. Understanding has begun to dawn about what truly matters in this brief, precious life. Standing here in this realization, there is recognition of movement toward something. Movement toward a place of greater readiness, a place where meeting you fully becomes possible without the heavy weight of hesitation creating distance and barriers. There is a confession that must be made, constantly looking you up online, wondering about your daily life, where you are, what you are doing, how life is treating you. This is not casual curiosity. This is a deep, almost uncontrollable need to feel somehow close to you, even in these small, indirect ways. Seeing glimpses of your world, even from a distance, provides strange comfort. Yet simultaneously, it creates unease. It forces a confrontation with the uncomfortable silence that has grown between you, a silence that feels heavier with each day that passes. How to bridge this gap remains unclear, but staying away grows more difficult with every sunrise. There is awareness of the questions you must carry, the uncertainty that lingers in the void left behind. You deserve honest answers to every single question, though they have been avoided for so long. Truth cannot be escaped forever. Your words continue to linger and echo at the most unexpected moments, reminding of the connection that once was shared. The missing is more profound than can be admitted without trembling. Despite surface appearances, despite how messy or confusing everything looks, one truth remains constant: you will always take the breath away. There is a return coming, perhaps not in the way either of you once imagined, but in the way that genuinely matters.